All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome to this web class on really how to simply scale your engineering firm. I'm Dylan Mitchell, and we're going to get right into it. No fluff, anything like that. But first, really, I want to let you know who I am. Who is Dylan Mitchell? And, right, who am I? So, I'm a farm kid. This is probably something most people don't know about me. I raised horned Herefords. So these are my cows. I went to fair, did all that. Did sheep, pigs, rabbits, chickens, like you name it. I showed it, auctioned them off, did all that kind of stuff. And it's fair time this time of year, so pretty cool thing for me to have that experience growing up. So and then look, I travel a ton. It's me in the Grand Canyon on the left. And that's me in outside Page, Arizona, running an ultra marathon. I did 62 miles that time, so 100 kilometers. On the left there, I'm in Banff, Canada. It's running a 50K in Lake Tahoe there on the right. So doing a lot of travel, a lot of endurance events, a lot of pushing myself. And then last June, got married. That's my lovely wife and our two dogs. So, and we got married in a limestone mine since all of our venues shut down due to COVID. So we made it happen and what we could do. So that's really, a little bit personal stuff, but I'm licensed in 6 states, licensed electrical engineer, 6 states. And then I've designed millions of square feet in Revit. These are a few projects, few big high schools. I've done some hospital work, schools, offices, hospitals, dorms, kind of you name it, I've designed it. And through this, look, guys, I want to just show you that I have been in your shoes. I've been an electrical discipline director, had 8 people under me, ran some MEP teams for an MEP firm, and was both the project manager as well as the lead electrical engineer. Got a couple trademarks. I joined Arte, which is an elite entrepreneur group, people that's by application only. So I've done a few things, developed some Revit add-ins, which you probably are familiar with, surfboard, skimboard to automate electrical and technology, device placement throughout your models, equipment finder to find basically equipment throughout your model, place devices behind, sheets made simple to help you set up your project faster, and then auto riser to create really a riser diagram simply and easily. So needless to say, I've done a thing or two in my life. I've done some Ironmans as well, just a lot of endurance events personally, and then, doing a lot of travel, moved all over the country, lived everywhere, and it's been fun, been a ride. But let's dive into like why you're actually here today. And that's to simply scale your engineering firm. You want something that's pretty simple, pretty easy, and let's get into it. So in going through this, right, you've got to kind of break down the individual parts and pieces of construction. And like clients need to discover like why they're going to build a building. It's the same if you ever built a house to where you have a need or you want another house. Could be a new house, a bigger house. You've got new kids on the way, whatever it might be, that you need a bigger house. So the client discovers a need, and in our case for commercial construction, this is really to where you have a client that maybe needs a new school, right? Their school doesn't meet the design or the criteria that they need for their district. This could be they've got a big influx of people, or they need to revamp the classroom models for their new teaching curriculum, whatever it might be. But in either case, the client discovers they have a need. Could be a renovation, could be a new build, whatever it might be. And then you submit proposals on that project to share like why you're the best for the project. Go through some interviews potentially, especially on public projects, and then the client ultimately selects a design firm. So if you get selected, right, then you go through the typical design phases, which is the middle section here, right? You go through programming, schematic design, design documents, construction documents, like each phase. And then I lumped construction basically into its own thing. going through reviews, approvals, and then occupy and operate the building. That's basically the simplified timeline of it. But let's simplify this even more. For design firms, which is why you're here, right? To scale your engineering firm, you've really got three big phases. You've got sales, production, which is in our case design, and then really delivery and construction administration, overseeing that project through its completion. And let's just break these down individually really quick and what you can do to help scale your engineering firm, again, while you're here. So in sales, really the few things that you need is really a good template proposal. You need to have something that's going to demonstrate your expertise and sell the story of your new project, why they should select you, what you have in mind for their new project, and how in the past you can do this and do it quickly, easily, efficiently, right? They want to trust you as their engineer of record to basically guide them through the process. They want it to be simple. They want it to be easy. They don't want it to take up too much of their time. They got other things to do. And those are the biggest things in sales, right? And building that relationship with your clients. Now, this middle phase, right? The design, the production of drawings is the most effort intensive. This is where you're going to spend all of your time, or for the majority of it is in this phase, this piece of the whole process in delivering a product, a project to clients. This is where basically all your time, effort, and energy ends up going. And then we have construction administration and really delivering that project, which is submittals, RFIs, some site visits, some reviews. And more often than not, this is more of a pain than it is, the thing that we want to be doing, right? CA kind of things come up, things happen, and it's a fire that we need to put out, right? It's an urgent thing. Typically it is also important, but CA has a lot of urgency around it, whereas like design is maybe the more important thing, as with sales and building relationships. So CA kind of gets in the way because it's a lot of unplanned things, especially when it comes to RFIs or reviews or any changes that might happen on a project. It's really hard to schedule CA into basically your week. So let's go back to the most effort intensive, because again, we're looking to scale. We want to increase our capacity. We want to do more, provide more design, more engineering services to more clients, right? That's ultimately what we want here. We want to do that simply, easily. And through this, how do we do it, right? And let's break down why production is that. So if you look at just any firm, right, you've probably got 5% of your staff in sales, 85 is in production, couple of people in finance dealing with accounting. There's a few admin people and a few IT people. But again, the bulk of all of your firm is in production, is in delivering design documents, construction documents to your clients. It's really that simple. And again, like might not seem like that, or it might seem this simple. I just want to break it down and to make sure that we're all on the same page moving forward here. So we can see that production is our pinch point, right? This is where most of our people are. This is where everything kind of gets tied up in being able to scale, right? You can add 1 or 2 salespeople, to build those relationships. You can form those with architects, with other clients, all that type of stuff. But really, at the end of the day, production becomes the pinch point, the thing that we need to really unlock in being able to do more work. And traditionally, this has gone, many different ways. But ultimately, it comes down to like the typical problems that we see across construction and really in engineering is there's no time to do anything. You're over budget. Your margins are poor. You can't find anybody. You don't have the time to train new people. There's tight deadlines. Things get thrown at you. Nobody looked at a project and now it's a firefighting mission, not like consistently going through a project and putting, work on it on a daily basis. And then this creates inconsistent deliverables. You don't have a good product basically at the end of the day, which creates problems in CA. So you're going to deal with it one way or another. Most people just don't deal with it in design. They end up dealing with it in construction, which creates its own set of problems, right? Things are way cheaper to deal with in design than they ever are in the field. So again, we don't have time. We don't have a budget, or we're just constantly over budget. we're spending way more time on projects than we should be, which then creates poor margins, which then stresses people out, which is why they then leave. We can't find any more people because it's too stressful, because we don't have enough time and we're not making really any money. So this is, the big cycle and cyclical thing that happens within engineering firms. And again, these are just all production problems. This doesn't necessarily have anything to do with sales. It has some things to do with your fee on a project, but really anymore fees are pretty consistent. It's commodity driven. So this becomes now a production problem. And can you get your designs out the door? So again, why you're here is the only thing that's left outside of selling more, but then you got to do it, and you can't do it without people, and you can't then, see the end of the project without any of that. So the only thing is we got to solve this production piece, right? We got to solve that middle bottleneck. So simply scaling means you need to automate some design pieces, right? You can't necessarily automate sales. That template is going to help out a ton. And you can't necessarily automate the construction admin phase. Like there's some things you could probably do for submittal review and things like that. But with RFIs, this is where like the engineering knowledge, your talent, your skill comes into place to deal with creative solutions to fix a problem in the field or interpret, drawings back to the construction team. So now really on each side, you can't necessarily automate sales. Like having the template is a big part of this. And then on the CA side of it, there's some things you can do, but again, it's going to be your skill and talent. So in the middle, we have this big thing called design. And if we can automate parts and pieces of this, it's going to help us to scale the firm simply, right? We're not going to need as many people to draft, not going to need as many people to produce drawings, do setups, all that kind of stuff that goes into producing construction documents. So automation at the end of the day, right? We want to give you more time. We want to give you the ability to do more projects in less time or the same time, so you can increase revenue. And even if you don't want to, if your goal is not to maybe increase revenue, this could be just to do the same number of projects that you're doing. You just have more time to like do whatever you want. And, as a firm owner and as an executive, this could mean instead of being in projects on the day-to-day, that you're doing whatever you enjoy. Maybe you got a couple kids that you want to spend more time with. I get it. You want to play more golf. You want to do other things. You want to get back in the gym and be fit. Like there's a lot of things you can do with your time versus just grinding through drawings basically. So, but if you want to scale, right, which is the whole point of this, if you want to scale, you want to grow your firm, if you want to do more in less time, you can now basically double the amount of projects that you're going to do in a year with the same number of people. So you're going to double your revenue, and now you don't have to worry about the rest of it. This, you can also bring in more salespeople, more people for production, more experts to increase your line of work that you're doing. And really, at the end of the day, it's to grow client relationships. We don't often spend enough time with our clients, which they never see us, meaning that we don't get the next project, and our revenues drop because we don't get it. And that just continues because, again, we're trying to meet these insane deadlines, deliverables. So we're in the office rather than face-to-face or in front of clients in some way, shape, or form in this day and age, right? Whether that's via Zoom, on the phone, emails, in person, site visits, whatever that might be. This is what we're ultimately looking to do, is to grow those client relationships, grow our ability to produce, and do that all in a shorter time period. It's ultimately what we're looking to do. So again, time, budgets, margins, people, right? Those are the big things that we're looking at, as well as inconsistent deliverables, right? Stuff isn't in the same spot in every room. As you go through drawings, somebody might miss something. It creates very inconsistent, and just at the end of the day, doesn't make you look good. So let's scale. Let's do it. We're going to do this simply, easily, and quickly. See, with automation, with scaling, you want consistent designs. You want to automate stuff, which means you're going to get done in minutes rather than months. And You want something that's easily implemented. And that's effectively what our solutions are, right? Our automation solutions are easily implemented. It's an add-in to Revit. It's on your existing software, everything that you're currently using. You can use your own content. So this is, using your own lights, outlets, switches, all that type of stuff for like Sheets Made Simple and setting up a project. You're going to use your own title blocks, your own content, like everything is yours. I'm just using this as an example. But again, here we are. We're going to put in, 8 different device types. And with this, that's going to allow us to just quickly get through a project, right? This is basically in real time watching me go through this and putting in panels, lights, outlets, switches, aux sensors, some smoke detectors in certain rooms, horn strobes, ceiling mounted horn strobes. This could be just a horn or just a strobe. Doesn't have to be a combination device. But for fire alarm placement, this is pretty simple and easy. And again, skip ahead like 2 minutes to get through this for time's sake. But in doing this, right, we're going to come through, populate all this stuff. 1,700 elements were placed in 2 minutes. Like no one is going to be faster than that. So then this allows you to be consistent across all your drawings. I know those look like emergency fixtures, but that's all so that you can see simply here what, is placed in a project, right? Very consistent, very even layouts throughout this project. Again, allowing you to get through quickly, easily, and faster than you ever would on any other project. So again, saving a bunch of time, this is effectively design documents. So you can do your programmatic, you can do your typical programming phase, your typical reports, run this at the start of design documents, have everything populated, go through, make sure that everything's the way you want it, matches your content, all that kind of stuff, add in your like emergency lighting. And then within, let's just say half a day, this is a 40,000 square foot project, say half a day, 4 hours instead of the 3 weeks, 4 weeks that you would spend on this project doing it, you're done in half a day. Can now have good interaction where you're not rushed with your owners, with your architects, and really just allows you to get through the project much, much faster. So with this, you book a personal demo with me, personal meeting with me to go through any of this. I mean, ultimately, it's creating your content you've got to have, which a lot of out-of-the-box Revit stuff is very good. It'll allow you to scale to get to where you want to go. And then it's implementing some automation solutions so that, again, you're not spending countless hours doing the same things over and over and over again. We can automate a lot of this to really allow you to scale your firm, to do more work for more clients, not have to worry about bringing in a ton of people, having a ton of overhead. And this is going to help you to, again, scale your firm, to grow, to do it simply, easily, right? This is very, very easy. I mean, at the end of the day, we just want to help you succeed. So you can go ahead and book a meeting with me, because with software, with automation, you're going to install it, run it on Revit, use it on a project, and then you'll be done with that project for a while. Bill as you will. You can bill for full design documents. You can bill in increments. However you want to bill for this project is going to allow you to, again, to grow your firm, to grow your reach, to grow the amount of impact and money that you can make in this industry, and do it very simply, very easily. This is as simple as it gets, guys. It's not hard. It's pretty easy to implement automation, and it's the thing that's going to help you, your firm, your company to grow and scale, and do it in a way that's sustainable. So thank you all for watching. Again, you can book a meeting here with me. Be happy to walk through anything with you, any questions that you have, anything that really helps you to grow and scale your firm, your reach, and your impact. So at the end of the day, we just want to see you win, and I hope to help you soon. Thanks for watching.